Okay.
All right, Aliandra, welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, there's no Amy.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so just going to. All right, so as Alan said, I first came in 1986. In January, I had been floundering at the soon defunct Hampshire College for a couple of years. Um, but I was doing a lot of painting in gouache and watercolor, not really knowing that there was a difference between them, just on my own outside of my classes. And I'd always done a lot of drawing and painting and reading and writing and stuff. Um, and this one I did, let's see, I think I was 18 or something like that. I had spent the summer in France and taken a photo of a field of flowers. And a couple of years later, I did a copy of the photo, and it was the first landscape that I ever painted. And it really had stayed with me so much. I was really struck by this field that I bothered to go back to it later and try and render it in paint. It was also the first painting that I ever sold to my college roommate. So I came to X. Oh, shoot. Hang on one second. I thought that I could, oh, okay. All right. And I'd never oil painted before. This is one of my first oil paintings. Um, I was very struck by the school and everything that was being taught there to suddenly be hearing about things like humility and standing on the shoulders of the giants and the masters that had come before us, the difference between tradition and convention, things like that, that I also never had teachers before that were so enthralled with what they were doing. And that made a huge impression on me. And after I really had moved around so much in my life, and I felt like there was something here that really helped me to land. And I think also painting from the visible world around me helped me to feel pretty connected with the place.
That's beautiful.
C'est la première chose que elle a fait.
C'est le deuxième.
Michel, est-ce que tu peux mute?
Yeah, okay.
Merci. I ended up staying here, as Alan said, for quite a long time. And I sort of felt like I would never leave. I really fell in love with painting. I loved being in France. And I just don't have very many images at all from that time, but I have a few. Most of them are not digital and they're in my storage and or they're just really don't translate well to this format. But here are some of the things I did way back then. Um, Again, these photos are not the greatest. Sorry, I don't know why that keeps happening. There's some of you will recognize where Alan used to live in Tolonay, where I also lived for quite a while. This was where I lived in Tolonay, La Havane. My landlady, Madame de la Barre, took these photos in her garden. So unexpectedly, I ended up leaving. I mean, not unexpectedly. I'd never thought that I would leave, but as things do, things kind of changed. I ended up feeling like I should go back to the States. So I did. Um, and that was really, really hard. But I have to say that this friendship really helped a lot. I used to go to New York a lot and visit Chris, his coffee. And so I spent 30 years in Washington, D.C. after I left here, which was the longest I've really spent anywhere in my life. I had a child, and eventually I stopped painting. I had tried to paint, and it just wasn't. I just couldn't do it there. I got into a lot of other things. I got into dance, spirituality. I got into healing work, craniosacral therapy. Um, but once my kid went off to college, I didn't have to stay in Washington anymore. So I decided to come back to X. And I called up Alan, and he said that COVID had wreaked havoc in Aix-en-Provence, and he wasn't teaching at the school anymore. But that the former assistants, O'Neill and Pauline, were. And I had heard of O'Neill, and I just knew that regardless, I really wanted to start painting again regularly. So I came back and enrolled, and it was a rough start again, I have to say. It was rough, and it was just wild being here again. But it was great. I was super happy. So here are some of the things I started when I started back again. Did some copies, some still lives, some portraits. Then when the new version of the Leo Marchutz School of Painting and Drawing started again, I did their first summer program, and here I did this at Chateau Noir. But meanwhile, I was still going to the IAU, went to Venice with them, and I also went by myself quite a bit. I started, yeah, I started to feel a bit better about what I was doing, but it's rough. Oh yeah, so from now I'm just going by motif pretty much, and they're pretty much in chronological order. So this is from the Academia Bridge at the sunrise. And also not all of these paintings are successful, but they're part of the process. So, oh wait, hang on one second. There's some people trying to come into the meeting still. Okay. Um, many from this motif. Tell me if I'm going too fast or too slow. So these are from,
Going too fast.
all right. These are from last year. I didn't get to go this time, but
How big are these?
so this is a 5 figure. Most of these are
Mm.
between 5 and 6 figure. Um, this one's bigger though. This is one of those 50 times 40. Um, that's a 30 times 40 in centimeters. Sorry for those of you that think in inches. This one makes me think of Darth Vader. That's a big one too, as is this one is also 50 times 40. I mean, for me, that's big, especially for Venice.
Wow, this
Okay,
is
now,
last year.
yes, that was
Mm.
last year. So now we're going to this motif in Boracay. This is Lac de la Bonde.
Mhm.
This is from Niolon, where I went with Claire Spooner a couple of times. And I'm sorry, I don't have a whole long philosophical thing to say about this as I go. Here's a motif I worked out a lot in Cassis at the Calanque de Port-Mieux. And this painting was kind of a fluke after I hadn't painted even a year again, and I felt like that one kind of magically came together, though of course at first I thought it was terrible. Um,
Mm.
okay, another motif in Cassis. That one's not finished, but it was a spirited beginning.
Mm.
Okay, then I started going to Fontaine de Vaucluse, which is an hour from here in the Vaucluse, obviously, and painting the river, which is a totally different environment from what I had been doing. And I would leave X by 7 in the morning and be on that motif by like 8 before all the tourists started coming through. And I really got into that. The river is it's really beautiful. Some of
Are
these
these last
photos.
year, Aliandra, or the year before?
What'd you
Or
say?
was this the time period? Was
So
this all?
this is starting in like the fall of 2023 or something.
Hmm.
I went there in the fall and then I don't remember exactly, but yeah, these are, yeah, 2023, I think I started painting there.
Mm.
And
Wow, beautiful.
yeah, it's just a whole different world. Um, which is so amazing about this area. You go not very far away and it's just a whole different environment. So I mean, this motif is just a lot of trees and stuff hanging down over the river. This is all in the morning, by the way. And yeah, I mean, as a result of all this, I think I really like painting water. This one is done at the end of the day. That's the one time I painted at the end of the day, which was a little hectic because there's just lots of people streaming through there, but it's a lovely scene. Everyone's just so aghast at the emerald water and how beautiful it all is. So then I went across to this garden that used to belong to Patriarch, actually, and tried this motif, which is not really a motif, but I was inspired, so I went for it.
Mm.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, I fixed that one after your advice.
What?
I fixed that one
Oh.
after you helped me with it.
Mm.
That's the trees at the edge of the river. So, oh yeah, tried some different things. Okay, so these three next ones are from John Gasprich's garden. I think I did them spring 2024.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Mm.
Then I went a whole different route. I started going up to the Route des Cretes at the top of the Cap Canaille between Cassis and La Ciotat. And again, a whole different thing. This is looking towards Marseille. So these are the calanques from Cassis, and that's one of the islands out there.
Mm.
Mm.
Sometimes you get up there, I would go there in the morning and sometimes there's a lot of pinky smog in the distance.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Woo. Nice smog.
yeah, again, some of these are a bit nuts, but yeah, I really love it up there. And again, getting there early before it gets, mobbed with people. A lot of times it's closed though in the summer because of the fire hazard up there.
Mm.
Mm.
So then, oh, I thought there was okay, never mind. So then I moved to a different spot up there where the Kalunk line up in a different way. There's so many different places to see from up there, but yeah, okay. So here, yeah, this is a photo that a friendly passerby took of me. I think her camera may have been enhanced because it looks really pretty wild, but it's pretty dramatic up there.
Mm. Oof.
Then I started going to the other direction, looking over La Ciotat. And this was one morning so I would arrive at the other side and maybe around 9 or so, and I would see how looking the other way was probably would have been really beautiful as the sun was coming up. So I forced myself to go there really early one morning. And this was the result of that. Um, and then I painted that direction also at the end of the day when a lot of people are often clamoring, having parties on the other side, looking towards the sunset, towards the west. So I was this is the reflection of the sunset on the east. And I think this is the last painting in this, yeah, the slideshow. So there you have it. So I can stop sharing the slideshow, or I can go back if someone wants to see other ones, or I don't know what I should do now.
Leave it up.
All right. I'm just hoping there's not any people, hang on for 1 second, who are like,
Yeah, I don't
okay,
know what
okay,
happened to my.
all right, you guys would have known. All right, you would have figured that out. All right.
Okay, thank you, Aliandra. So the floor is now open. Anybody have any questions or comments about what they've seen here? Aliandra's process.
Beautiful, beautiful light. Lots of
Thank you.
painting I've never seen.
I
Yeah.
was thinking the
Mm,
same thing.
Mm.
So beautiful, Aliandra.
Thank you, Kathleen.
I love the where were the ones the what was it? Ile de la Sorgue?
Fontaine de Vaucluse.
Oh, Fontaine de yeah, I love
Yeah, that
those.
is the Sorgue. It's the same river. It's yeah,
Ah.
like 15 minutes from Ile de la Sorgue.
Oh, I've
Thank
never
you.
seen any of those before. They're gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of words for all of this when I'm painting. Um, I really like painting landscapes. I like portraits and still lifes as well, but I really like being outside and it can be really powerful for me. And it's just kind of being in the moment and being present and really trying to see. And so that's why I didn't have much to say. I just don't really have yeah.
Well, I have a question. How was
Okay.
the experience of painting? Maybe less the experience of painting, but how was your painting affected by the 30-year pause in painting?
Um, that's a good question. I mean, obviously, when I came back after all that time, I was had grown and learned a lot in my life. I was very young when I was here before. I was only in my early 20s. Um, and I guess it was different from just sort of stumbling unexpectedly into something and finding that I loved it and when I came back knowing I really um sort of running back to it like I really want knowing that's what I wanted to delve into and knowing um that it was going to be so hard.
Mhm.
But also remembering how worth it is, how it really is the hardest thing I've ever done. Um, but it's like I said, it's really the most gratifying, even if I do what I think is a terrible painting. Just the process of going through it is it's I don't know, there's just that process. It just feels like I've really done something afterwards, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I just knew for sure that's what I wanted to check it out. I had kind of buried it away so long and I really, really missed it, but I had kind of forced myself to not think about it. And in the beginning, people kept asking me, like, when are you going to start painting again? And it was just kind of heartbreaking. I was like, I'm not painting anymore. I really stopped. And
Mhm.
I loved the other things I got into. I got into dancing and other things, but this really was the most precious, I think. So,
Alejandra, really amazing. I've never seen any of these paintings basically, and I'm just very much impressed. I want to ask you later about timing, not that that's imperative, but how long does it take to do something like this? But my first question is related to what you just said, the other arts like dance. How, if at all, from your perspective, how does dance influence your art, or how did art influence your dance? Is that something you can speak to?
well, I mean, I have thought about this quite a lot because the type of dance that I ended up getting into was belly dance, Middle Eastern Egyptian style belly dance. And though there are many forms of that, and choreography is very much also a part of belly dance. The dancers that I really enjoy watching are improvising to a live band. So
Mhm.
it's all about improvisation, and the musicians are following the dancer who's informing the musicians how she wants to, express that song through her body at that time.
Mhm.
And so there's so much about being in the moment and improvising and having to just do it right on the spot. Um, so I really, and that's the same, I kind of tried to hint at that in my bio, like the other things, like the healing work that I did, like polarity therapy and craniosacral therapy are similar in that you have to improvise, and there's a great respect for the intelligence of the body, the way we respect the intelligence of nature and its underlying rhythms. And, it's a mystery. We can't really do exactly what it does, but we can, um, in the moment, we can try to figure out how to work with it. And so I don't know if that how that answers your question, but yeah, just a lot of those
Great.
principles, those things really resonate with a lot. Yeah. And there's another thing that I think about sometimes, which, well, maybe that's for I'll save that for some other time. Okay.
Aliandra, I just want to say I'm so taken by especially the ones
Again,
from the Calanques and how
thank you
beautiful
so
they
much.
are. Yeah. And I remember
I
you talking about
know.
getting up and going and to painting, and now I can see them. It's wonderful.
Well, that's what was so amazing about that day that we spent was that I was seeing them up close. I had been watching them from that a huge distance. And suddenly they're right there in front of me, like they're my friends. I was, yeah, that was super moving for me. Thank you so much for being there, Jen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for creating such beautiful art.
Thank you.
Aliandra, can you go back to some of the ones that you did up at the river? I'm
Sure.
interested.
Oh,
I mean,
that's great.
Very
All
nice.
right.
little
Let
bit.
me see if I can,
Wow,
there must be a way that I can do this so I'm not flipping back through them all.
that's
Oh,
okay.
you
Just
can
flip.
go back to them all.
Okay.
We see
Yeah,
them
Okay, sure.
again.
it's interesting because some of these Calanque paintings, uh, yeah,
Yeah.
well, keep going like that. Can you go back to that one? Not that one,
This
the
one?
one, no, the
Yeah,
next one,
no,
the
before.
next one, the next one.
That?
No,
Yeah, no,
Yes.
no,
yeah, it
that's a
was.
good one.
That
Hold
one,
on.
Alan?
No, keep going, and then I'll tell you. I just
You
flipped back.
passed it.
It's a good
No,
one.
this
Okay,
one.
stop right there. No,
Go back to.
right there. Okay.
All right.
I mean, there's a lot of beautiful ones, but one thing I'm interested in is how you feel, because I feel something very modern in these things that you're doing, the close-ups of the river. There's
Mhm.
sort of a more, there's a kind of an inside outness that are happening in these paintings. And when you get to the Calanques, a lot of the Calanque paintings have this certain kind of feeling, and some of them have much more of a kind of a panoramic
Hmm.
feeling. And I'm just wondering
Right.
if how you approach or how you feel. I don't know. What's the difference between these close-up things and sort of the more panorama things? Because the panorama, it'd be interesting to compare. We can go back. I would like to look at some of the Calanque paintings in relation to what I feel happening in some of these paintings.
So, yeah, I
So
thought
my
that.
question is do you have a different kind of, go ahead.
Are you still? So, okay, I've thought about that. So, for instance, this motif, like I was saying as I was describing that it's not really a motif. It's you're sort of looking across this rushing sort of pool, and to the right there's light coming around a corner, and then straight ahead there's a stone wall, and there's just trees everywhere, and you can easily, yeah, get very lost in it. but I kind of like trying to find my way through that. And um, I mean, I'm surprised you're even looking at this painting because I didn't, I actually have, since I've been preparing for this presentation, I've been working on my paintings quite a bit with my pastels, which I got the idea from Pauline, which is super handy. Um, but then, yes, the Calanque, it's like they're all lined up in a certain way and you want to do them justice. And they're so beautiful the way they do what they do. And so it's some of them I feel like I might have this same inside quality to them of the Calanque paintings, but a lot of them it's a bit more from the outside. And
Can you
also
flip
just
forward? Can you flip through a few of these again and go slow?
these river ones.
Yeah,
It's a beauty.
like that one.
Yeah.
Stop right there.
Okay. That one I did of the same, I did like the one we just looked
So,
at came first.
what?
The one we just looked at came first, and then this one I
Mhm.
didn't either the same day or sometime soon after that. But a lot of these are done in sort of a fit of frustration. Like I've done a longer painting, and then I'm like, I'm just going to try it one more time, and then you know, but yeah,
Beautiful strokes.
Mhm.
Keep going. Yeah.
I kind of like this one. Um,
Mhm.
Oh, ça, j'aime beaucoup
Oh,
ça.
yeah, stop right there.
C'est beau.
yeah, that one got cropped.
Good.
You cropped it?
Yep.
Good crop.
Yeah, you helped. Yeah.
Oh, I did?
Uh-huh.
Uh,
O'Neill
I
said
get I
also,
get
I think, but
10%.
anyway, yeah. So yeah, it's
But
very
now,
lush.
can we look at some of the colloquials in relation to these things? I just find
Absolutely.
it's really interesting to me
Ah, c'est beau.
how that's beautiful. Yeah, so is that. Wow.
Ah oui, mais c'est pas le même truc. C'est ouvert, ça. C'est très beau,
Ah, le
ça.
Yeah,
motif
it's
ouvert.
totally, yeah, I
That
mean,
one.
going from,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Well, that one, go back.
Yeah, this one is, I wasn't even going to put it in here, and then I thought, why not? It's just part of the progression, so.
Well, I really like that one.
Yeah.
Because
Thank you.
it
I mean,
doesn't,
I feel like that island across should be, it's so big that it's kind of distorted the size of the land masses, but anyway.
whatever, nobody will ever know. I just feel like this one has, what I was feeling in those ones that did at the river. It's much less of a sort of panoramic view.
Right.
And the way that
Yeah.
you've painted that rock and the cliff on the right with those little dots. Your strokes are really fantastic in terms of sensation, in terms of the whole painting. Go to the
Oh.
next one.
Yeah.
Just go to the next one.
Voilà.
Yeah. See, I feel that one a little less sort of
Yeah.
from the inside. It's a beautiful painting, but it's more of a your stroke and your heart and all of that is a little bit more distant, I feel. I mean, it's a beautiful painting, but yeah, like that. I think beautiful.
This one seems so dark to me. I don't know, it seems a little, anyway. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I would just zero in on one of these tiny little islands instead of doing the entire thing.
Yeah. Go to the
Yeah.
next. Keep. I mean, I don't want to bogart this thing. Somebody else can talk. But yeah.
I have a question for you, Aliandra.
Yes.
I
Hi, Paul.
Hi. Um, since you came back to France and you've been painting on a very regular basis and sort of getting back into the process, do you feel like in some of your choice of motifs, something have changed a little bit? Like the more you paint, the more you go back to certain places, something are really kind of striking, even if it's just, um, how can I say, even if it's just like, oh, I'm really interested in that particular configuration. Are there things that are seems to be more clarified in terms of your interest or not?
I mean, like I said, I think I really like painting water. Um, or I must because I keep going to it. And that's another thing though, is I don't have a lot of, I kind of go to motifs that I just, like there's an inner pull to go to it. And it's
Mhm.
not really an intellectual decision, like I should paint, like that's why you don't see any paintings of the Saint Victoire. I should paint it because it's there, but I don't really feel moved to paint it. So I just keep going. Yeah, it's very much a more instinctual kind of decision.
I
If
mean, you
that,
said at some point, like, you described those islands or the rocks as friends, which was an interesting to put it. And you just said that if you're emotionally moved, and I can see that clearly for me, there is um, it comes together both the sense of emotion, but also a great sense of structure through the form of those elements that are sort of arising from the water. So I find it fascinating because there's always kind of a relationship between a structural element, that impulsive movement,
right.
um, and I feel like this is where also your emotion resides. But there's a beautiful strength to the structure of your paintings.
Thank you so much because I really appreciate that. And it's true how when you're just kind of, sometimes you're almost, I mean, for me, sometimes I feel like I'm just kind of going at it. And I've told people that often when I start the painting, I'm actually kind of full of dread. Like I can't wait for it to be over because it is so hard. But at the same time, especially if I'm feeling very driven that day, yeah, it's often a very emotional kind of pull to do put things down, but they are coming out, obviously. I mean, luckily, it's also a structural, um, maybe not here, but
Can you go back
yeah.
one? Can you go back one? Yeah. No, go back.
Thank you, Colleen.
You're welcome. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the earth is not flat.
Makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you prepare your color all all your color before you start painting?
yes, I do it all. I mean, I might have saved paint from the last time I painted, but yeah, I do it all beforehand, and that takes me quite a while so that I
Mhm.
can just kind of go for it once I start painting. I mean, inevitably you find other colors that you need to mix, but I try to have it all prepared before me on my palette, yeah. And it takes me a long time because I see a lot of colors and which can be nerve-wracking because the light is always changing at the same time, so as we know.
Mhm.
Aliandra, this has been such a pleasure. I feel like I've been surrounded and moved through all these scenes that have been created with great beauty. And I don't know if it's the sense of we've moved through all of these, but I think there's just a lovely sense of motion. And in most of these paintings, sometimes maybe languid and sometimes maybe not so much. I can see how you're attracted to water. And I wish I could pull out several that stood out in my mind. One was it may have been a scene similar to this, but there was kind of a cloud over something in the middle. And then in the, I guess the river series, there was one that had some very light, I don't know, colors of green among above the trees. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing all these.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you for coming.
Oh, my pleasure.
Aliandra, your work is so beautiful. And
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for
after,
coming.
oh, of course, I'd be there for you. And after years, decades of hibernation, you're really blossoming your vision, your love, your light. It's can't wait to see what comes next. But thank you for sharing all this.
Yeah, I mean, I often think, hey, if I had never stopped, wonder what it would look like. But obviously, I can't think that way because it's not what happened. But yeah, thank you.
Sometimes we don't do better because we keep painting.
You're right. So true. Absolutely.
But
C'est vrai.
like this.
I love how you said that you feel a sense of dread when you first start a painting and the blank canvas, because that's exactly how I feel about a blank page when I'm writing. So it must be a universal.
Well, a friend of mine who's a writer said that someone asked her once after she was talking about her book or something, you must love writing. She said, oh no, I hate it.
Yeah, yeah. I always say, I
But
always
it's
say
definitely.
I hate writing. I love rewriting. That's what I say. So, and do you feel that way when you get like a certain amount of it done, and then so like you know it's coming together, and then you get to the details that you can improve? Is that like when it becomes a joy?
I would say the beginning is more joyful, especially if it starts off seemingly well, and then but keeping it going that direction is the challenging part.
Mm.
I think it's easy to head off in the wrong way if I get to, if I might lose what I originally, I don't know. It's easier in the beginning, I think.
Huh.
But I don't know. There's really no no rhyme or reason sometimes for me.
So, Aliandra, as it relates to improvisation, do you feel that more of an improvisation at the beginning?
Um, that's a good question. I don't know. I guess it ideally it is the whole way through. Um, I think the trick is to keep staying
First.
with an aliveness, and not worrying about whether it looks good or not.
I like that response. I because I associate improvisation with a type of joy. Certainly
Hmm.
that's the case if you're playing jazz music or
Hmm.
any type of music when you have choice. Um,
Right.
and I mean, I just think, wow, what a privilege to be standing in front of this blank canvas, as opposed to
Well,
being in front of a computer in an office environment.
absolutely. I do feel just such incredible like appreciation and joy when I'm standing there. Um, I just feel so privileged to even be able to look at all the beauty, And again, it doesn't have to be one of these motifs. It could just be a shrub or something, but there really is so much beauty. And I
Well, can
really
you
feel
stop right?
fortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you stop right there? No, the next one, or that one, or
This one?
that's good. Yeah. I just find it really interesting when you're talking about dance. Okay, this
Hmm.
one, the one you were just showing, and the one before this one. when you're, the strongest paintings you have here, the volume that you create in terms of the way that you use the strokes really makes me think of dance, like this one, more than say those last two the one that we were
Oh,
just
yeah.
looking at. It's a nice painting. If you compare this one and go back to this
To the
one
last
be
one.
next to the last one,
That's
or that one.
That,
Yeah, that one.
that's a beauty.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Très beau.
Yeah. See,
so you're,
yeah.
so you're saying compare that one with this one?
Well, no, go back another. I don't know,
That one.
like that one.
That's not the greatest photo. It's kind of a shadow on the right. Sorry about that.
I like it.
Or the one before that one. That's a beauty. Like that one, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, sometimes it's just
So,
very pale up there, and other times it's super bright and really strong blues.
I feel like there's movement in all of them.
well, yeah, definitely movement in all of them. I feel more Aliandra in this one than in the last one, though. But we'd have to look at them side by side. The last one's, yeah, there's something very unique and particular about some of these paintings.
Thank you.
Hello, Aliandra.
Hey, Noemi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you so much
Yes.
for being here.
No, thank you. That was the first time I saw your work, you know. I never saw before, and I thought it was really incredible. I was really impressed. I have to leave, unfortunately, but I wanted to ask you really quick before, what you would say, you know, because as a beginner, or what you feel like is the thing that improved your work the most. Would you say it's like painting every day, or doing reproductions, or painting from nature, what you see, or studying masters, you know, or like theories? Like, what was the thing that improved, where you really felt improvement the most?
Well, definitely just doing it.
Mm.
But absolutely for me, it's painting either from nature or a copy of a master, or definitely something from the visible world. Um, a long time ago, I used to paint in high school and stuff. I did paint more from my imagination, and I just found that it didn't, for me, have as much. I didn't really realize it at the time, but I always would have something in my head, and the thing would never turn out how I wanted. I find this to be so much more. There's just so many more dimensions, I think, to painting from nature or from the world around us than but everyone has their path that they go on. Certainly just putting in the work is the main thing.
Great, thank you. I'll leave you to it then, because I have to go and prepare dinner.
Okay, I'll
Thank you
see you
so
at
much for
Saturday.
sharing your work. It was really nice.
Thank you so much for coming, Noemi.
Of course, I'll see you on Saturday.
Okay,
Okay,
ciao.
bye-bye.
Jalonga.
It's interesting, Aliandra, if we went back to the very first painting you did in high school that you showed at the
The one of
beginning of
the
this,
flowers, yeah. Do you want to
just
look at
how
that?
much,
Oh,
yeah, sure.
no, we don't have to, but just tell me what we're
Yeah,
going to say.
why not?
Okay, well, I
Well,
have to flip back through the whole thing
well,
unless I.
Go, go, go.
how much you've learned in the museum, how much you have learned in the museums since that painting.
Yeah, I mean, that was just n'importe quoi, but it was an experiment. I liked it. Sorry, I'm sure there's a
Yeah.
different way I could be doing this, but we'll just do it on speed.
fun.
Saint Victoire.
It's good to be able to see the work again because you
Yeah.
sped through the first time.
That's what.
So this is kind of yeah, I think the photo might be a bit, whatever, it's a little bright, but. So what were you going to say, Alan?
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, this is a lovely painting, but I'm just saying the paintings that as you go through your process, you see how much you've learned from studying great masters in the museums. I mean, this is
Right.
beautiful. You've learned a whole lot about, everything in terms of the whole, or just, what the lineage of the great masters have to offer in terms of how you see nature.
Right. I mean, it's just, I mean, that's why I keep painting this way because it never ends, it just keeps going on and on. There's always more to learn and see and discover. Yeah.
Voilà. Aliandra, if there has been, how has all the teaching that you've done in Atelier Libre and in the other experiences, do you think that's affected your painting or your painting has affected your teaching?
Definitely. I mean, I definitely would say that it's affected I really only teach from, I'm kind of a less is more approach. And sometimes it is kind of easy to see how someone, because I'm seeing they're doing a mistake that I've been doing. And but I don't know. I mean, I think teaching has just increased my love for it, really. Um, it just, yeah, I don't know. Not much of an answer, but
Well, maybe too, might it be true that looking at all the paintings on a continuous basis, week after week with the same and new painters, I wonder if having that little bit of narrative distance with paintings as they're being done and created, if that's affected your own work, maybe.
I'm sure it has. I'm sure it has. I mean, I feel super fortunate to be able to be having that experience of teaching. Yeah, and with more distance, it's not my own thing where I'm always, not really clear always on what I'm seeing, until later usually, but so I'm gonna stop sharing this so I can rejoin the thing for the last few minutes and see everybody that's there. Hi. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for sharing your work.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pauline.
Beautiful, Aliandra.
Aliandra, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. A lot more to talk about, but yeah.
Bravo,
You
bravo,
should have an
bravo.
exhibition. Yeah.
Excuse me? Yeah. Yeah, there's always more to talk about, isn't there? That's what's so great about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you everyone for being here. Okay. And hi, everyone.
Bye
And bye,
bye.
everyone.
Bye. It's been great. Thank you, Alejandra. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank
Alejandra.
you. Thank
Incredible.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Aliandra,
you.
do you know how to cut off the recording, Aliandra?
Yes, I'll stop it right now.
No, she's
Stop recording.
At your house?
apartment studio.
Mhm.
Yes, this
Okay.
is where I live.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you,
Ciao.
Aliandra.
Bye bye.
Beautiful.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Enough.
Bye.
All right.